Hey, Shabbat Shalom. I'm coming to you live from Zichron Yaacov. Look how beautiful this is. We're in the northern part of Israel. This was actually one of the first Jewish settlements in the land of Israel from the first Aliyah, the late 1800s. Rothschild actually bought this town and settled it with Jewish people in the late 1800s. But I wanted to share something about Chanukah and Yosef, because Joseph, the biblical personality, always comes out during the Chanukah period of time. Whenever we celebrate Chanukah, we're always reading the Parshiot of Vayeshev and Miketz, this week's Parsha, having to do with Joseph and his ascension to power. What's the connection? Think about it. It's not that difficult. Joseph becomes viceroy, second in command only to Pharaoh, but he maintains his Judaism throughout his years in ancient Egypt. And even though he became a big shot in the house of Pharaoh, in the palace, was number 2 in all of Egypt, which was probably the greatest superpower that ever lived, he still kept himself as a Jew. And I'm sharing this because the Chanukah story deals with our challenge with staying Jewish when everyone else is living in a different kind of way. And that's basically what we're celebrating on Chanukah, was the Maccabees who said to the Greeks that we are going to stay Jewish even though we're living in a Greek culture. And that's the same question we all have today, which is, how can we stay Jewish? We're living in the United States, living in any other kind of culture. Here we're in Israel. Not as difficult, obviously, but Jews are other places in the world, in New York City, where a new ism is coming in. Hellenism was the big ism back then. There's a new ism today. The question is, can we stay proud to be Jewish like Joseph did in Egypt? And even though he became so important, so significant, one does not conflict with the other. We can be great Americans, we could be great Jews at the same time. We don't have to lose ourselves to be accepted in the society in which we live and to even contribute to it. Think about that. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach, Chanukah Sameach.